Warning, the following video contains spoilers. If you don't want this episode spoiled for you, switch the video off now. Okay, so a short one today without any video because it's still the Christmas break for me, and I'm only going to do a quick one because, you know, Christmas time and I want to spend time with the family and enjoy myself and all that lovely, wonderful stuff. I hope you've been having a great one over the past few days, whatever it has been you've been doing. Be sure to leave a comment and a like down below if you like this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for future videos. Now we got all the boring YouTubey stuff out of the way, and let us talk about this episode itself. Lemillion. I think this episode was fantastic. It's really good to see this actual part of the story arc actually developing now. It's been over a month since the whole "we've got to save Eri" storyline first kicked into gear, and now it feels as though we're starting to get to something resembling a conclusion to it. Next week, going off the preview, it looks like next week's going to be the final part of us actually wrapping up this particular part of the storyline up. I'm glad of that, I'm fine of that. That's not to say that I've not enjoyed what we've had thus far, but to be honest with you, it had gotten to the point of the planet Namek is going to blow up in 5 minutes kind of deal from the original run of Dragon Ball Z, so from that point of view I was wanting something a little bit more and a little bit more substantial, and this week we get it. I am blown away. This show is one of those programs where just when you think that's it, you're done with it, you're going to politely say thank you and goodbye to it, it has an episode for it which ends up dragging you back into it and getting you invested in again. It reminds me very much of Doctor Who, particularly the Stephen Moffat era, when you have an episode where you think that's it, it's done, Doctor Who's dead, buried, it's never coming back for me. The week after that, they end up having a fantastic episode that brings you into it. With My Hero Academia, it's not so much been a quality episode kind of thing, as much as it's just being a pacing and story structure kind of thing. As I've said previously, I think that this whole part of the story arc has gone on a little bit too long for my liking. Whilst I do appreciate all the flashback sequences and us getting to know our cast of characters that little bit better, I cannot help but end up feeling that some of these little flashback sequences could have been combined together, or alternatively they could have been done in a more effective way, in my opinion. But it's that whole thing of, well, do you think you could do better? Not necessarily, I just think I'd do it differently. The actual episode itself had some really fantastic fight sequences within it, really heart in the mouth kind of stuff, you wanting to ensure, or rather hoping, that nothing's going to happen to Mirio, even though deep down you know that it's going to. As I've said for the past few weeks now, I've always been of the opinion that he was ultimately end up dying, or he's going to lose his quirk, or something was going to happen to him which was going to make him not want to be a hero anymore. And as of what happened in this week's episode, he has lost his quirk now, yet he's still fighting like a trooper, and I can't help but think to myself, yeah, Sir Night Eye was right, this guy probably should have ended up being All Might's successor. I mean, my god, this isn't quite All for One versus All Might territory here, but this is really a huge epic fight, the kind of fight that feels like it should be the final act, the final battle between our hero and our villain before the entire series ends. Not a mid-series battle, but my word, it does it fantastically well. I'm blown away by it, I truly am doing. It shows really clearly what superheroes mean to people within this world. It's kind of refreshing in a way when you consider just where, and I don't want to go into a whole other tangent, but where Western superhero culture has been for the better part of, to be blunt with you, probably about 40 years at this point, where it's always been the darker, more cynical look at it, to end up seeing an interpretation of superheroes like this, where it is, no, superheroes are good people, they want to do good things by people, they want to do their utmost to save everybody. To actually see that and not it being some kind of cynical, oh, not heavy is the head that wears the crown, oh, these humans don't respect me kind of thing that you'd like to see in the Man of Steel cinematic universe stuff, or the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Just to see heroes being heroes is really nice to me, particularly at this time of year when you want something a little bit more upbeat, you want a little bit more sort of something that's a little more high spirits. This is an episode which I have very few flaws in it. The only flaw, as I've said weeks ago, is I think that this show is too short. I don't think that 20 or so minutes really is enough to do this show justice. I would at least give it half an hour. Maybe, if I was to be in my ideal point of view, I'll give it 40 minutes. But you know, that's the nature of televised animation. It's usually around 20 minutes, so you get at least a nice couple of ad breaks through it to promote the toys and to promote other programs. Which, you know, it's a whole other thing. You know, it's maybe the fact of being spoilt watching so much stuff on Netflix and Amazon where episodes of programs are like an hour long, to have something like this which is just so short is just a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing, so I won't dwell on it because there's not much else to say other than the fact that this was a fantastic episode. I can't give you much of a deeper look or a deeper feel into it, I'm afraid. If you're expecting some kind of epic decontextualization and recontextualization do as a metaphor for how the status of superhero culture has changed and developed vis-a-vis Eastern culture and Western culture, to see how anime interpretation of superheroes counteract and juxtapose themselves to Western ones, you know, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get this in a short 6-minute video, so I'll just wrap it up and just to go into the overview without an intro or anything. You know where I stand on this. It's a fantastic episode. It's a fun episode. It gets the marks. It's really emotive. Very great action sequence within it. Sure, next week I'll probably have more of a substantial video, but like I say, it's Christmas break. It's family time. I just want to do a quick video so I didn't have to do 2 reviews in one because I don't like doing that. But what did you think, dear viewer? Did you love this week's episode of My Hero Academia? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below and I will get back to you shortly, either directly in the comments themselves or towards the end of next week's video. Where do you think this storyline's going to go? Do you think that Mirio has lost his quirk forever, or do you think he'll get it back? Do you think that this is going to changing the landscape of heroing forever now that the villains have quirk destroying bullets? What do you think has changed in terms of Night Eye's vision for the future? Let me know. I love reading these kind of fan theories and such, and it really gives me a power of good seeing every comment, every like, every subscribe that I get. I'm a small-time YouTuber. I do this more as a hobby than anything else. And things are going to get very busy for me because in about a week's time, Doctor Who's coming back. So it's going to be 2 videos a week for me from now on. So I love all the support that I can get. But anyway, thank you for watching. Do all the YouTubey stuff that YouTube wants you to do by liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking the bell and doing all that stuff. Does me a power of good and it stops YouTube doing scary things to me. Thank you for watching and goodbye.